The story about Soapstream, well, that Soapstream project started some time ago when I decided to develop a soap delivery system that attached to a kitchen tap or a vanity tap or a tap in the laundry, and it basically water ran through the system and delivered soapy water. So yeah, that's how we originally started it.
When Keith put it on the kitchen tap, I absolutely loved it, because when you're doing your cooking and you just want to wash one single chopping board or a single knife or something like that, you're cutting up chicken, you have to wash the thing before you go on to the next one. You just swing it in the water, wash it, swing it out again and rinse it off. So there's no fiddling around, getting down in the cupboard and pulling out the dishwashing liquid and that sort of thing. Don't need to fill up the sink, it's just in and out. Really quick, really easy. And I was devastated when we had to take it off the tap and give it to the soap developer, because I got really used to having it around.
Yeah, and I got into trouble, so she wasn't very impressed. You still haven't got it back yet, have you?
I still haven't got it back, and I want it.
What made you think you needed more than the residential model?
But it happened when the swine flu came through, and everybody was saying, we've got to get our children to wash their hands. We even had the Prime Minister of Australia getting up and saying, oh, we've got to get everybody to wash their hands. And then the media started reporting that mothers were phoning up the education department and the health department saying they didn't have any soap in the schools, and how were kids really going to wash their hands? So we started researching into it and found that this dilemma didn't only exist in Australia, it existed right throughout the world. And the main issues that were coming up was the vandalism issue, or call it vandalism, or call it kids just being kids. That was the issue, the major issue that was there. So I decided to take the original concept, the original residential concept, and then apply that, or see if I could apply it to a more commercial vandal-proof system. And so, after a couple of years of trial and error, we eventually came up with a system which we believe reasonably vandal-proof. Well, we've had it in a public toilet now for some 2 months, and that receives a lot of vandalism, doesn't it?
Nothing's happening to it.
And they haven't been able to destroy it. The soap's lasted a long time, so yeah, it's that was basically the change that brought about the how it happened. And then there's those studies that were done in the US as well. There's one done in Minnesota.
There's one done in Minnesota. 164 million days per year lost due to illness, transferred by...
In schools.
Yeah, in schools. There's a couple more. There's another one done in daycare centres, actually, where the owners of the daycare centre required all the teachers to wash the little ones' hands as they came to school every morning. And then they went around wiping all the door handles and everything that the parents had touched also. So every child's hands washed, cleaned up after the parents, and 50%, it resulted in a 50% reduction of illness in those...
And absenteeism.
And absenteeism in those particular daycare centres. Now, there's one other study which shows that, I think it was a study, 305 children, another US study...
In Detroit.
And they required their children to wash their hands 4 times per day. Now, in this study, at the end of that, the results showed a decrease in gastro-related illnesses by 51% and a 24% reduction in the cold and flu. It makes a difference. But do you know something, Peter? Providing the hardware is actually only one step. What you actually have to do is educate the children to wash their hands. So it's all very well presenting them with a piece of soap, but it's not necessarily going to get them to do it. So to make children want to wash their hands, it needs to be motivating. So Keith came up with the idea of grime stoppers.
You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So the concept of having a game that children could play at home, that was innovative, that was they wanted to be part of it. They became part of the game. They had their own avatar. They went into a cyber-like school, or a school where they hunted down other children that hadn't washed their hands because they were glowing green, and then you get a teacher that was glowing green, and then if you got the headmaster, that was a huge amount of points, and they gain more and more points, and they take those points back to school at the end of the week and then all the children come together and you get the grime stopper of the week. We've developed all the characters, we've developed the framework of the game itself. We've teamed up with a game developer who has connections with the Harry Potter online game, and the game's ready to go. It's just a matter of getting the funding together, and we push the button for that, and that will start up. So we're looking for a basis of where we have this process. We will do the hardware first, and then we develop the game to support the hardware. The major things about Soapstream is you have a vandal-resistant system that's there all the time. It's very, very simple. It just swings in and out of the water flow. It's made of brass. It's strong. It's attached to a water-saving push tap, which means the water can't be left running. It can't be. The soap itself can't be touched by people, even if you get a child trying to smash through the stainless steel gauze at the top. There's a special key that the cleaner uses that obviously only the cleaner will have, so when changing the soap over it's quick and simple and easy, and it'd be very, very hard for anybody to be able to open up that system. 350 hand washes per one tablet, which is costing around about 85 cents. So whenever I go to a school and I take along the Soapstream system, and it's a 10 out of 10 strike rate at the moment. You go into a school, you sit down with the principal, you show him the system, and most of the time they'd say, well, if you had them in the boot of your car, I'd take them now, which is really, really great, because it gives you the confidence you're on the right track.
It solves the problem.
And
They've all got the problem. Everyone's got the same problem.